Podcasting from Woodstock, Georgia, welcome to Soul Solutions, a show where we overcome our fears and our limiting beliefs. I'm your host, author, and certified life coach, Terry Kozlowski. Hello, warriors. Is your mindset preventing you from moving forward? Are you able to change your perspective from one of negativity to one of optimism? I have an exercise that will help you tune into your soul's voice and change the way you see things so that your thoughts become more positive. The show notes contain the link for this free tool. Don't continue to let the egoic voice negatively affect your life. Now let's begin this week's episode. Episode 181. It's important to be transparent for authentic living. Transparency was once a term that mostly related to visibility. The meaning of transparent is always changing, in a large part due to the dominance of the media in society. The word transparency may seem straightforward, but it's anything but simple. Its extraordinary power resides in its capacity to reveal intentions, feelings, and facts. In other words, accepting your authenticity. Imagine living in a society where openness was valued and encouraged in all contexts and on all levels. What if identities and facades were relics from a bygone era? I believe there would be several benefits to such an idea. Both vulnerability and a greater degree of trust would most likely be present. Would it not make people happy to see others for who they truly are? Would the unvarnished truth become excessive? How lovely is it to have everyone being authentically themselves without apology, in an environment devoid of agendas and judgment? Not always. As the digital revolution continues, people's power over what they do and don't want others to know is eroding, which frequently causes a conflict between principles of privacy and transparency. In this bright new world, secrets are becoming antiquated. People are more willing to provide information when they are looking for it. When applied properly, the idea of openness has shown to be quite advantageous for business owners. Those who use social media and openness early on are gaining competitive advantage over their rivals in a weakening yet fiercely competitive economy. Benefits of being transparent. The advantages of transparency for business are abundantly evident. How do you feel about transparency concerning uniqueness? Envision a society in which candor and transparency are valued without criticism or examination. The truth is that there will never be global transparency. The good news is that everyone can choose whether or not to be transparent. New platforms that have been instrumental in making it feasible are social media and reality programs. Individual transparency is rarely addressed or acknowledged. How does one become an owner of their transparency? What would your level of transparency be on a scale from 1 to 5? Although being truly authentic with others might be difficult for many, it also can be true to be transparent to ourselves. What do I gain from becoming more transparent on a personal level? You may wonder. Indeed, there are 5 wonderful advantages to personal transparency. Let's take a look at them. Number 1, it promotes personal accountability. You immediately have a higher chance of following through on your promises when you learn to be more honest with both yourself and other people. Your commitment to matching your words and deeds increases, which can be very helpful when it comes to establishing and accomplishing your goals. Number 2, transparency has a mirror effect. When you exhibit positive conduct, other people frequently copy it, whether on purpose or not. Say, for instance, you wish your partner could listen better. It could be helpful if you would listen better as well. The same goes for transparency. It could be beneficial to be more transparent if you wish to surround yourself with more transparent people. That does not imply that you have to tell everyone you meet your darkest secrets. It simply implies that sharing a little more of who you are or peeling back a few layers could inspire others to follow suit. Authenticity is typically fostered by transparency. Number 3, you exhibit maturity and self-acceptance. Becoming completely honest with yourself can help you accept who you are, recognize your shortcomings, and build on your strengths. It can also help you become more confident and emotionally intelligent. Number 4, a sense of empowerment. You may overcome your constraints and anxieties by expressing your true emotions. What the ego has been seeking out there in the world, it will never find. The love and acceptance it looks for must be found within, where it's always been. The ego is fearful of rejection, but the heart is always accepting. For you to accept yourself, you have to stop being something you aren't and allow your authentic self to emerge. You have to be honest with yourself and trust your instincts. The gut reaction is your soul speaking to you. Learn to listen. Number 5, you'll earn respect. Studies have shown that those who are most liked are the most authentic to themselves. Although it may require some courage and effort, transparency may have significant influence. The truth is, even while people may not always agree with what you say or do, in the end, the same people might appreciate you more for having the guts to be who you are. How to live a transparent life. Frequently, you come across folks in your daily life who strike you as being quite authentic. They appear this way because they are genuine and aren't trying to hide who they are. Becoming transparent may indeed come off as unsettling, frightening, or even unwelcome. But in actuality, it's a lovely thing, and the sincerest people are frequently those with transparent dispositions. Others don't need to wonder about your identity or motivations. That's because they already know who and what you are. They can see straight through you whether you let them or not. This provides you with a great deal of respectability and builds your trustworthiness. This is such a wonderful thing. People don't need to ponder over your true identity. You eliminate any uncertainty from it. Nobody has any reason to think, is this person really who they say they are? You are sincere, true, and you mean what you say, and they can tell it nearly right away. This enhances your legitimacy and allows others to relate to you more easily. People look up to you, sometimes right away, since they can see who you truly are right now. Not everyone can be totally honest about who they are, and not everyone has a transparent personality, but here are ways you can increase your transparency with others. Number 1, know your core values. Decide what you stand for, what you enjoy, dislike, and your objectives. Additionally, keep in mind that people can change so that some of these things might vary with time. Your basic principles and views, however, will largely not be altered by life's changing circumstances. Number 2, be consistent. People who are close to you may become confused if you seem unsure of yourself or if you vacillate on topics. In life, it's crucial to maintain consistency in everything. It keeps you moving forward and aids in your accomplishments. Many people struggle with being consistent. However, there are a few simple techniques that can improve your consistency, output, and effectiveness. Simply changing your mentality and forming good habits will do the trick. Number 3, keep your word. Make sure you follow through on promises you make to someone, whether it will be to call, hang out, or do anything else. Be as truthful as you can when you say you can't do something rather than inventing a lie or an explanation. People will regard you less the more erratic you are, and once more their trust will begin to erode, but they will respect your boundaries when you are consistent. Number 4, share your struggles. Nothing compares to vulnerability. It's simultaneously incredibly terrifying and strong. Sharing both the good and the ugly fosters interpersonal relationships, trust, and occasionally even kind openings. Take responsibility for your errors and places for your growth. This also demonstrates a certain amount of maturity. People understand that life isn't flawless. Therefore, keeping your faults and hardships to yourself is condescending to others around you. It'll be more difficult to let go of these things, and even if you want to reach out, the more you cling to them. Transparently moving forward. Being transparent gives you a great deal of courage. It's not always simple to be authentic. Transparency exposes you to possible hurt, betrayal, and suffering. It makes you braver than most in that sense. Rather than withdrawing, nursing your wounds, and erecting barriers, you make use of your past experiences to further anchor yourself, sharpen your edge, and intensify your actions. You display your wounds for others to see and grow from those experiences. Some people are not as fearless as you are. Having an open personality has its advantages and disadvantages. It requires courage, fortitude, and fearlessness to be open and vulnerable with everyone you encounter. But the payoffs are well worth the effort. Nothing compares to accepting who you are, putting your heart on your sleeve, and allowing the world to see you for who you are. No holding back. Do you need help to be more authentic with others? Are you looking for a way to be more transparent with yourself? Do you need someone to help you be accountable during this process? If so, please reach out to me at terrykozlowski.com and we can create a plan for you to be transparent and true to yourself all the time.
Thanks for listening to Soul Solutions with Terry Kozlowski. If you'd like the show and want to learn more, check out terrykozlowski.com where you can find the links to everything we talked about in this episode. Please subscribe to the show so you'll never miss an episode as we overcome our fears and our limiting beliefs.